Now we're going to sew the waistband to the skirt, and you've got two options there. You can either put a buttonhole in and use adjustable elastic, or you can use standard elastic. When you're using a standard elastic and you want to pull it through that little buttonhole anyway, make sure that it's actually wide enough. You want to go for a slimmer elastic for that pulling through, because we're going to top stitch the waistband and it gets really tough if you have a wide elastic in there. It just simply will not work as easily. Mine is a little bit wider because I just couldn't get it in the shop, so I'm just demonstrating it here. It's not really adjustable elastic. If you're using the regular elastic, all you have to do is mark where you want to start your elastic. Now I'm going to put the buttonhole in, so make sure you mark it for the right length. I'm using my mechanical machine here to put this in, and so I can see exactly how far I will stitch this. So I'm going up and doing the first line of little mini zigzag stitches to create this tab, and then I go across and then I go back up the other side. It's actually really, really simple. I don't think you need to be frightened of buttonholes at all. Just practice them a little bit. You know, do practice buttonhole maybe, and then once you've done a few, you think, oh, I don't know why I was scared of this. So there's my buttonhole through which I can put my elastic. Our next step now is to sew the waistband to the skirt. Make sure that the buttonhole is on the lower side of your waistband there, so you don't accidentally have it showing on the outside, okay? Make sure that the waistband sticks over the edge of the skirt 1 centimeter. And here you can see I've already gathered the one side. You want to put the center back of the waistband and the center back of the skirt together. And again, on the other side, you leave that 1 centimeter seam allowance standing over the edge. And now we're going to put in a pin vertical to the seam. And once you know how far you need it to pull your gathers, you just wrap the thread around that pin in a figure of 8, and then you can distribute your gathers so they're nice and even. I'm also putting the side seam to the marking that I've done on my waistband. Make sure that you quarter your waistband before you do this. There we go. I'll just pin it in. I always do it quite roughly on my table, and then on the sewing machine I go over it again and I can just really adjust those gathers. So the first step to get it looking like that is to pull just the bobbin threads. They're easier to pull as well than the upper threads, which is why you should always put your gather threads in with the upper side of the fabric facing up when you're on the sewing machine. And once you've got it pulled over enough, this is my way of doing it. Maybe you come up with a different way, and I just pull it so that it fits on. Then I put my vertical pin in, and then I distribute the gathers properly. Easy as, really. Do the same as I did on the other side. Secure my thread so it can't go anywhere, and then distribute the gathers on this side as well. And now we're ready to sew this in. 1 centimeter seam allowance all the way across, and you can now adjust your gathers a little bit better. You know, when you see, oh well, they don't look quite that well, I can just move them back and forth a bit with my pin. Make sure the rough edges are on top of each other, and then I sew this in with a centimeter seam allowance. See there, it's not that tidy. No need to do that while you're, still have it on your lap. You can do that on the sewing machine. As long as the side seam is on the side seam mark of the waistband and the center back is, then you're absolutely fine. Do that all the way along. Need to lift things back out. There we go. And that's it really. Now, next step, checking that everything is nice and smooth and lovely. And then you can remove the lower gather thread. You can leave the top one in actually, and you can almost pull it out in one go if you're lucky. And I move that thread off as well. Always have your work really tidy. It makes it easier. If you have a messy work piece, it's so much harder. Now we want to press this. So I let the edge literally fall over the edge of my ironing board so that it's really simple to do. Now we're going to secure our waistband properly on either side. So fold it down, right sides facing, 1 centimeter seam allowance, and all we have to do is sew across. So do the same on the other side. So simple this is. Make sure that they're both the same height. I let you in to a secret here. Mine weren't. I just cut that bit out. I sewn mine together and it wasn't right. I had to open it back up. So make sure that they actually are the same height. So now I can turn it. Don't cut the corner off because it actually will help you here to get a really nice 90-degree angle at the top if you leave it in. See that? That's really nice. Do the same on the other side. You just fold it over and then push it through, lift the corner out with a pin, and that's it. Almost there. Check that everything is hunky-dory, and if it is, go on to the next chapter. Oh my goodness, look at that, it matches. That wasn't planned. So now we're going to put the elastic in. You can choose from either the adjustable waistband option or the regular waistband option. See you there.